This game, I think, will be decided on one map, and this will be the map. It will be decided on Oregon. If Secret take Oregon, I expect they will then go ahead and take Border, and then they will take Bank. If we get to Coastline, that's the only saving grace that Vexed do have, so they really need Oregon, because I don't see them taking the other two.
All right, remember all the teams have pre-arranged to agree a quarantine Lion. It's not technically in this rulebook, but everyone has agreed that Lion is out of the picture, so you won't see him banned. But we've got Ying and Glaz banned, and we'll continue the rest of our bans with Demo, with Ace of Pirate, and with XR Tricker for this grand final.
Coming into the operator bans for our first map of the big final between Vexed and Team Secret. We're going to be looking at the bans for Oregon, and we've got Ying, Glaz, Mirror and Valkyrie. No big surprises there, really. I think largely to be expected. Everything's a bit unbroken ground for us here because we haven't seen either of these teams play on Oregon throughout the Premiership. Any big surprises for you there, Demo?
Valkyrie being banned.
I think Valkyrie can be really powerful on Oregon. If you get some good external cams out, it's another one of those maps. You can cover 60–70% of the outside over 2 cams, and potentially, you know, you can cover your kids rappel, you can cover your big tower, you can cover your double window, all on Valkyrie cams, and that information can be key.
But then again, you now allow Echo and Maestro, and we've seen that combo, I think, is a lot more stronger to deal with than an Echo Valkyrie, because if it is an Echo Valkyrie combo, IQ's your person, IQ's your girl.
Yep.
Attackers need to locate and
absolutely. It's interesting to see that we've seen a 100% ban rate for Glaz this far today. Obviously, Glaz just proving his power there, and then obviously Ying has done some good work as well. Maybe with Vexed earlier, so it's maybe a bit of a target ban there, perhaps. But we'll be jumping right into it now, and we're going to be going upstairs. Pretty predictable pick, you know. Obviously, interesting. Well, not really that interesting, but the Mirror's going to be off the board, so it's going to make Laundry probably the less favoured site, making upstairs, kids and master bedroom a little bit more favourable, and that's where we're going to go to town straight away for Team Secret on their defensive round.
Slightly different lineup coming up from Vex than we've seen so far today. We've got a Finker and Blitz for the first time for both of those operators, I think, today. So we're going to see Feral pushing in early on the Blitz, and I'm sure he's going to be using that for a roam clear purpose, just to try and get in and start disrupting Team Secret's defense. Again, we've said it, you know, countless times today. We know how good they are on the defense, and Zach just going to support Feral there in getting in towards that kitchen. Kitchen could be such a pivotal point on this map, and wanting to get in early, raining shots into the ceiling above him, but not quite able to take any damage off at this point. He's just going to be pushing straight through on that west clear, through to lobby, and oh, LM's coming in with that great first kill, taking the Blitz off the board, but Zach will come through and refrag that one out. Stiz getting one onto Pi as well, so that will take the Ash off the board. 2 minutes, and we've already lost 3 operators.
Yeah, it's not really the position that you want to be. I thought that Blitz would maybe have a little bit more effect, especially with the Finker boost. Finker boost obviously fantastic for a shield operator. It allows to drop the shield a little bit quicker, get into ADS, but ultimately not able to do the business. Doki there going to pick up a kill onto Meepy in almost a second, but Leon is going to come off the victor in that engagement and take Doki out. Looks as though we've had a bit of a name switch. Not sure what's going on there with the Aquila, but we're going to be seeing a bit of a push now upstairs into outside of Armory, where the remaining 2 players, although Leon is going to be able to get a kill onto Zach. Jesus then going to trade it out, 2 versus 1. Jesus got a lot to do in this position. Pulse and Smoke left on the board, and I'm pretty sure that Pulse and Smoke at this point are going to know pretty much well where he is, pushing through the Armory corridor, just checking his angle in the attic, making sure he isn't going to get snuck up on, but there's a lot of time left on the clock to be in this position as Jesus, and I think he's certainly got an opportunity at doing this, but the deniability and the fact that you've probably still got a C4 in hand on the Pulse is maybe going to be a little bit too much to deal with.
Yeah, just too many things against Habana. This, you know, really pull this off. She can't even get rid of the double wall because it is going to be Bandit as well, so he just has to go for the push. Jesus hunting for anything he can. Stiz has used one of his toxic beaves, but doesn't manage to land anything. That Volt and the shots will rattle off, and it should be an easy kill for Lackey, which it will be. And round number 1 in our grand final will go to Team Secret. I know, Tim, that you had asked, oh, anything weird about the bans? Just flicking through the Vex strat book as we do, I found one. Number 1, ban Ash. The reason why, she is too OP. That's, you know,
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of discussion about Ash and being overpowered. I think she's very popular, but personal opinion for me is that she's not really overpowered. She's just well liked. But
what a strat!
What a strat!
I'll have to remember that.
Coming back to that round there, Team Secret coming out with a good first win, and I don't think the choice of the blitz really helped Vexed all that much. It was pretty ineffectual. Feral getting in through kitchen, and I don't really know what's changed with blitz. There was a point where blitz seemed almost invincible, just invulnerable, but all of a sudden, for some reason, there's been no major nerf to blitz, there's been no major changes since that point, but all of a sudden it's as if everybody's just switched on to how to play blitz, how to kill blitz, and it's very, very rare that you see a blitz that's overly effective now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not like there's been a huge shift in the way that his operator is played. I mean, obviously, we did have a recent bit of a buff to him in terms of speed. I mean, that same recent, that was a good few months ago now, but there's been nothing immediately that's changed. So it is strange to see him not really seeing as many bans as he maybe used to. But it does seem like teams are just accepting that and being willing to play with him. But you can see there, it didn't really do Vexed any good to bring the blitz anyway, and they're going for a pretty different lineup this time, as they're obviously going to be expecting this downstairs hold. So Maverick and Hibana are going to be the picks of the day, if you will, to make sure that they're able to, you know, gain the control that they need, get what they need to get open, and push on down to the side from there. Personally, I'd maybe like to see a Capitao in this situation, especially they brought the Twitch. Now we know that Mirror's not in play. Twitch is good for, you know, getting rid of a bit of utility and stuff, but ultimately the drone, it's a little bit hit and miss. You know, there's a good chance that it's going to get shot and it's not going to be able to do its job.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. With Ying off the board, they have to think about the operators that they can bring that's got the correct utility to help them get that plant down if they need to. Obviously, the Candela's unavailable, so like you say, maybe bringing, you know, maybe bringing the Capitao would have just given that option of the smoke arrows just to help in that final push. Maverick here going to work immediately on that hatch. Not too much of a surprise there. I'm guessing it's going to be the Pulse that's playing underneath there. And he's going to be feeding that information back to his team to say that they've already got a Maverick on there. And Zach will move in and get the Pulse. That's going to be a big kill. Stiz has traded that out, but to be honest, I've got to say that that's probably worth his life there. The potential C4, I know that the ceiling isn't breachable, but if they open that hatch, the C4 toss comes out, it can be extremely deadly, especially with the Pulse scanner feeding back exactly which side of the hatch the players are located on. So probably quite an important kill there. It's always a difficult place to hold without that mirror window, and again, if you get Pulse into closet, his scanner can reach in to just pick up those heartbeats of anybody moving into laundry, and that's really going to assist Vex in the push here. I think they just need to take stock of where they are. Docket coming in and getting a kill for himself onto a Lems. That's going to be Jaeger off the board. His utility should already largely be placed, but we've got Smoke on really low health, about 25 at this point. 4 on 3, and Vex are definitely positioned to do something in this round.
You can see that the pace that Vexed are really dictating for this entire round. They're the ones who take the early aggression. They're the ones that make Secret have to play to set aggression. Still, Secret, they have a couple of items still to use, and already that Alda putting in a bit of work. Stiz still alive. As long as he's alive, those toxic babes will keep on flying. Feral will try and come in for the potential flight or the plant, and then straight away we will see the toxic babes being tossed out and will force away the attackers. For the meantime, still 2 more to go, and if he does time it correctly, then he should be able to try and stall out as long as he can. At the moment, everybody from Secret, they're holding strong. They know that really Vex could do anything, and they will decide to go for the backdrop and push it straight in, but no, who's there? It's going to be the players from Secret ready. Feral somehow won out inside of that electrical, and well, everybody just falls, and Feral picking him up. A kill with that pistol, one of the most pistols that we don't really see played too often, but still does the work, and Vex will pull back around, and Secret just struggling just a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was definitely a round that Secret should have won. I think that Vex spent a lot of time in not having a Thatcher available there. That mute jammer really seemed to cause them some problems. They ended up having to push down laundry stairs to be able to deal with that. And ultimately, great call from Vex to switch the push up, take it down over to meeting, drop the meeting hatch, and just frag the way through the back of the site, where the attention of Team Secret was predominantly at that point toward the laundry side of the site. So it was a really good switch and a great in-game call to make, to be able to change it up on the fly like that and ultimately win a round that it looked as though they weren't going to win at some point.
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, that extra gear that we were talking about for Vexed. They've come up against a bit of an obstacle, and they've thought, no, we need to get things moving. They're an aggressive team. They like those aggressive plays, and they've found a way to achieve that there. There was no way from Laundry Stairs that they were going to be able to push that particularly aggressively. They had all Secret's guns pointed at them, and there was just no option for that. So they took the alternative straight back, dropped the hatch 5 seconds later, something that it was difficult for Secret to prepare for, and we saw the outcome. They just went in through there, Feral finishing things off with a pistol and made it extremely difficult. So 1-0, and we've certainly got a game on our hands.
10 seconds to
So, looking at it, Secret, they are going to go for, once again, a very similar setup to what they did last time, and what will they change? That's more of the question. Looking at it, I'd imagine that they may try and have a bit more of an aggressive roam game, try and take the fight to the players of Vex. Don't let them dictate, don't let them have that full advantage leading into it. Already, you can see just the sheer aggression, and that's exactly what they will do. Leon will find Zach, and hey, that's another rush trying to be implemented by Vex, which will be shut down very, very quickly, I think. Flicking through the binder, there is a strat called Rush B.
Rush B, it looks like, indeed. And I think that Secret are really, you know, letting Vex play into the hands here. Look at Alems there, just able to pick up another kill on the Laundry Stairs. And he's teeing himself up for another. Pre-fire comes out, but it seems as though the player on Vex isn't going to peek that angle. He's well aware that Alems is there at this point. Steve's there going to pick up a kill of his own onto Pi. Very quickly, this is falling in Team Secret's favour, and they're not really having to do much for the kills at this point. They're holding angles and they're letting Vex run into him. Leon there going to pick up another one onto Feral. It's going to be all down to Jesus at the top of those rear stage stairs. He's more than aware of all the players that are near him. Alems is going to peek around the corner and pick that final kill up for Team Secret, and that's a very, very solid defence in the bag.
There's two ways to deal with aggression, generally speaking. You can meet it with aggression, you know, get the runouts and just force people to slow down, or you stay patient and you let people move into your sites. You've got to be ready for it from second one, because obviously they're Vex, they're trying to rush site. But Secret were already set up for that. They were already expecting it, knowing that Vex are an aggressive team, and they've just, like you said, held their angles, waited for those players to move into the sites. And then it's easy street. You know, you've just got to click your left button and off you go. You're away. So great plays there from Secret. No surprise they didn't lose a man on that one. And good to see them come back from a site that they've struggled with on the first time they've gone there, and they've performed very, very well on that one. So we're going to see them head back upstairs to dorms, because they had that loss on Laundry. That's going to create the second rotation round for them. That's going to let them go back up to dorms. I'd expect to see coming out of this 3-1 to Secret, probably, unless Vex can do something sufficiently different to the first attempt. We see no blitz this time, which I think is a very good decision. They need to really clear those roamers out a bit better this time, and just start applying pressure to site from there.
So it will be interesting if Secret could potentially try a quick spawn kill, try and give some of that ranked play back to Vexed. And of course, who else would it be but the mighty ranked hero Leon Gids? And certainly he can be one of those guys that, if he is hitting those shots, can single-handedly win Secret this matchup. I think it will come down to Leon versus Doki in most cases. Maybe Feral will try and get in there as well. He's been performing very good on that buck as well. And certainly if he can keep up that momentum, and we know that him on a buck, he has that destructibility factor, can create just immense lines of sight that he knows, and just tries to go below potentially, which is another common strategy, just like they did last time. They did have the blitz pushing in very aggressively. This time they've dropped the blitz, and they're going to try and focus more just on a very standard. And well, Leon just talking about it, tries to go for the spawn kill, doesn't hit his shots, and will have to back away.
Yeah, definitely. There's no harm in backing away out of that situation. You don't really want to lose your life all too early, especially as the doc. You've got a lot of utility left on the table early doors. So it's going to give Vex something to think about. You know, they're going to be understanding that Secret aren't afraid to bring a little bit of calculated aggression to this matchup, and ultimately that seemed to do them very well in the previous round. But you know, a bit of a slower round maybe from Vexed. It's, you know, 40 seconds in and they're not all in the building, so they may be taking this one just a little bit slower. But I'd like to see them with some, you know, a really comprehensive push now, really take over some good map control, work on getting some good things open, some key elements open. But it does look as though we've got some repel action out on the kids' windows. 3 guys out on repel. Steve's coming out with a shotgun kill, but Feral and Vex picking up 2 kills. Before that, Toxic Bays are getting deployed. Meepy's going to pick up a kill onto Doki. 3 versus versus 3 we're going to find ourselves in within the first minute of the round. All of a sudden, Vex seem to just be pushing against those windows very aggressively, as they have been doing. All the toxic bays now have been spent. Feral's going to pick up a great kill onto the smoke, and they're down there going to come out for Meepy, going to finish off with the impact grenade. Gets killed from White Stairs, unfortunately. Jesus there, ready to frag that kill. 2 versus 1, Jesus and Pi versus Alem. So Alem is going to be in a pretty good position here. I'm not sure that Smoke knew that he was there. Pi's going to pick up that kill, 1 versus 1. Alem's done a great job here of breaking this down. Took the initiative when he saw the drone throw, peeked and got the kill, and now it is 1 versus 1. Jesus has the diffuser in hand, so maybe could look again to plant off, but Jesus picks up the kill as Alem's crosses over. Good round for Vexed. Not to be expected though on that bomb site. The way that they were pushing it, I thought that it was going to end a little bit of a different way with them all stacked up on the kids' windows, but they managed to get in and do the business.
Great patience from Jesus there. I can only assume that Alem's just had no information available to him as to where Jesus was located. To run past kids' dorms like that without even ADS in it, you're probably asking for trouble at that point. He sort of knows that he's not in the generator dorms. As you come around that corridor, you can see into the greater dorms area, so, you know, not ADS in there has probably cost him, but it can be very, very difficult when you're on the clock like that. You've no information coming to you as to where that last player is located, but, you know, that's not to take anything away from Jesus there. He had the diffuser in hand. It would have been very easy for him to start trying to get that down, but he recognised that he had plenty of time left available to him, so he just held his angle, waited for his opportunity, and it was gifted to him on a plate, and he took it.
So we will be heading back upstairs for Secret and their attempt to try and rectify any mistakes that they had last time, and certainly just the sheer aggression. Once again, the tone of the entire round being set by Vex. They have all the aggression, they have all the tools to have the aggression. You know, you look at it, 4 out of those 5 operators are known for bringing the heat. They're the ones who bring the mighty gun power. Certainly, I think Habana could also fit in that role, a Type 89. You know, you can't really turn your nose up at that gun. It can do a lot of raw potential fragging power as well. Secret, they do have the pulse available, so certainly if they can get some good use out of Lackey, getting a lot of that intel, which we know is so vital and so key, especially for a team like Secret, where especially Meatby, the IGL, always wants to know where the enemy is at all times, and having that pulse will help them immensely in the long run of things.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot to be said for a pulse. And, you know, if the round develops, I think they'll be able to provide some good information. But up to this point, Vex have just been pushing this bomb site so hard that the information gained on the pulse hasn't really come to, you know, any sort of value. But it looks as though Vex are going for pretty much, you know, all getting on top floor, all getting onto the roof and figuring out what they're going to be doing from there. A little bit of a slower round from them, maybe, which is good to see. But Alems is going to come out with the first kill onto Zach. That's going to be Zafir off the board. So not really an operator that you want to be losing too early, especially when you're going to want to try and root people out of tight angles upstairs in Dorm's main hall. But Meepy going to be trading some shots there on the stairs. Does manage to get the down and finish off the kill onto Doki. So Doki out of the picture. That was the Ash rush almost coming up White Stairs. That's just been shut down. Secret going to pick up another one. Leon there going to take out Feral. So very quickly, Secret are able to trade out these kills. Picks up another one onto Pi, and again, all down to Jesus.
Coming down to the last sort of minute and a half now, all to do for Jesus. He's surely going to get that first kill. No, I think he presumed that he'd maybe downed him there, but it will. So it is Jesus that gets the kill. I'm from the wrong side of that one. Leon off the board then, so that leaves us 4 versus 1. Jesus still with it all to do. These are more than likely going to be impactless kills as he moves his way up White Stairs. The information of his location is going to have been fed back into the rest of the team now. They're going to know that he's coming from small office side, but he is on the Hibana, although that Legion is not going to help him. I was just going to say he's on the Hibana, which is a 3-speed operator, so he could rotate quickly and change his point of attack, but the Legion is just going to give away that he's still stood exactly there. He's still going to keep pushing these White Stairs. I would maybe have liked to have seen a rotation here from the Hibana, just to change up the angle of attack so that they can't be prepared for him coming. He fights his way through the smoke again. He's got plenty of time, so he can wait for that smoke to dissipate, but that's going to leave him stranded. He has to move out of the smoke, no option. Great plays from Stiz to set that up for himself. I've been really impressed last couple of rounds with Stiz on the smoke. The round before he was on the Kid Storm's windows and just using it more to obscure the view of himself. Having that gas mask, he's able to operate in there himself without detriment, and he got one on the window in nearly a second, so great smoke plays from Stiz. One thing I did notice in that last round was an early death coming in from Zach again. That's the third time they lost the Zofia out of the round very, very early without that utility being put to any real use. So now that Zach moves on to smoke, that's something he's going to have to address. You can't keep taking these big utility operators and dying out in the first 30 seconds. You've got to have them available when you need them.
Taking full advantage, you know, of what they have available. It's all about using the operators that you select. And well, here comes the Caveira that we have seen before from G2. I think it may be a little bit more difficult for Feral to pull anything off crazy against Secret, because we said team chemistry, the gelling between those 5 players are immense. They've been around for quite some time. Like I remember casting their first ever game in Challenge League whenever they came back. You know, that was certainly the difference between then and now is night and day, and certainly they're just going to keep getting better and better, and knowing maybe he always wants to be the best that he can be. And certainly, if you want to be the best, then you have to beat the best. And I'm sure there's a couple of players that we know scooting about here, certainly eyeing up Secret, calling you out Shas, and a certain Nut Boy as well.
5 seconds left before insertion.
I mean, Caveira was put to pretty good use on Bang in Vexed's previous matchup against M&M. Feral played him for only 1 round, but did manage to make some good impact, did manage to get a kill and waste a hell of a lot of time in the process. I think that playing on Oregon, it's maybe a little bit more difficult to have that flexibility and that total freedom to roam. But you can see there where his head just hidden away. And if he does manage to keep quiet there, early kill going to come out there for LMs. So that's going to be Docky out of the picture. Roman Jaeger there not just able to deal with that early sort of push from Secret. Secret wasted no real time on getting in. It's all going to depend on how well Secret drone this. If they manage to do some thorough drone work and really locate this Caveira, then it'll be okay, because they should be able to develop crossfire and stuff like that. LMs is having a pretty good look around there, looking into a lot of nooks and crannies, but I'm not sure that he's aware of where Cavi is currently, but I think he may be aware that there is one just because of how well he was droning. He's going to pick up a great kill there onto Zach. Zach again as the smoke, dying out relatively early on in the grand scheme of things. The call out comes out and he picks up the wall bang onto Feral as the Caveira. So brilliant information, and that just shows the teamwork that Team Secret are dealing with at the moment. Their level of communication and being able to back people up is absolutely second to none in this lineup. Moving in 5 versus 2. They've taken full upstairs control. They're getting the hatch open. They're about to fall down onto site. Yep. Vexed have got some good denial left. They've got an Echo and a Maestro, so they're both good operators to be able to deny the plant. But when you're going up against 5, you've got all the deniability in the world, but ultimately you're going to get pushed and you may not be able to get all the kills as they start flying through. So a lot of pressure now onto Pi and Jesus to be able to clutch this round out. Jesus found himself in this position quite a lot at this point.
Great plays so far from Secret. The roam clear has been absolutely clinical, but Pi gets the first of those 5 kills that Vexed are more than likely going to need. I don't think they're just going to be able to run down the clock on this one, because Secret are going to increase the pressure and they're just going to keep turning that up until they either die or get the plant down one way or another. But Jesus now getting stunned by the Zofia of LMs as well. You can see Secret just starting to drop into sight there, I think. So they're going to be working that hatch, but what a headshot from Jesus. Beautiful plays from the Echo, so that will bring us to 3 versus 2 now, and that's 2 kills down for the duo, who need 3 more to finish things off. Pi is going to move up. I think he's predicted this this rear push, that they've moved away from that hatch, and he's going to get one as they drop, but LMs will trade out by taking Jesus. That means that Pi has had to return to site now. He's 1 versus 2. He's got the gun to do it if he's going to try and stop the diffuse, is he? But he's being covered heavily as well. He can't get the angle that he needs, and LMs is just going to pop round and get the kill there. It was really up in the air for that last 10 seconds as to whether Pi would be able to stop that diffuse going down, but he just couldn't get as far around as he needed to, because Secret had done what they needed to do and they had the watch in place.
So, we will now move into, again, another attack for Secret. Certainly bringing more of a mix between frag and operators. You know, you have the Ashe being prevalent in that lineup, but then you also have the Thatcher plus the Hibana. Thatcher specifically there in case the mute trick does come out, which we have seen is common on a map like Clubhouse. Teams want to try and deny access to that main lobby hatch, and you kind of just need to bring the Thatcher as a bit of a safety net. And it's even good, you know, for the top floor if there is bandit charges on the wall. It's always a handy thing to have. EMPs are great. Maybe not as good as some other, you know, flashy gadgets that you have, but it does the job. It does the job.
Thatcher's underrated, you know, and there's a lot to be said for time management and speed. And if you're able to deal with something very quickly with a Thatcher, whereas you're able to deal with it in a little bit more time with another operator, sometimes that speed that you gain by taking the Thatcher is worthwhile in maybe some of the other sacrifices that you make. So bringing the Thatcher really does enable you to be able to get things open fairly quickly. That being said, there's going to be no mute on the table, so not a null point, but it will hopefully deal with some ADSs and maybe disable a Yokai drone or disable a Maestro, which are both very, you know, useful for that late round denial.
Vex trying the laundry defense again here after being somewhat overrun on the last one. They found themselves 2-5 down very, very quickly in that round. I think Doki got taken out quite early on, and the roam clear from Team Secret was comprehensive, I think it's fair to say, even culminating in a wall bang kill onto the Caveira from Lems. But let's be honest, they're not going to get lucky like that every time, and we've got no Caveira on the board this time. But that said, it looks to me as though Vex are just trying to play this a little bit more sort of reserved, if you will. They've got one roamer rear stage, one roamer in kitchen by the looks of things, and then the others are going to be sort of at the top of stairs ready to just drop straight back into sight. We've got still a lot of preparation going on today with 40 seconds in, and Lems moves in once again. I think it was Lems that got the kill onto Doki first round last time as well, so that's going to be Doki off the board in under a minute, and that kitchen is now freed up for Secret to operate from. And it's a real central point on this map. A lot of the attacks and defenses seem to rotate around kitchen, so that's going to be a big start for Team Secret.
Just what they need, and Jesus there going to come out and pick up a kill of his own onto Leon, bringing us back to a 4 versus 4. Like you say, Kitchen a very important, pivotal place on this map. But I'd really like to see Vex just play this a little bit more passively. We've not really got all too much reason to start peeking things. I really do like this angle that Ferrell's going to be playing on the tier 1 of tower stairs, so just on the halfway landing mark. He's going to be able to see a lot of meeting, and that's not really something that we've seen up to now. We've not seen a lot of meeting control by either team, but that's just going to allow him a very good line of sight into meeting to try and pick off any late rotates that Secret are going to want to be making.
Here comes the kills from Secret. Lackey getting things started inside of the second half, and Ferrell still playing those aggressive long angles, and even Maestro has came up to join to the 3 ACOGs. Can they prove the might against the 4 ACOGs on the side of Team Secret? Ferrell's seen a glimpse of the Capital, but doesn't take advantage. However, Stiz will be there and picks up himself one onto Jesus. Echo off the board, 4 versus 2. The utility being set in from the Sophia will be a living nightmare for Ferrell, who's still trying to fight back. Nobody is in the bomb site at the moment. This could be the easiest plant, and it will be, as the Fuser will be there. Ferrell trying his best, but no. Secret start collapsing, and that will be the round done for Team Secret, as they will take that round and they will put themselves up quite heavily in the favor, as of course then that does leave us going into round number 8 with a match point.
It doesn't seem like it's taken Team Secret too long to get to this stage. Very, very clinical roam clears, very good attacking that they've been doing. I think they've just won downstairs. Oh, sorry, they've won the last 3 attacks in the row. They've won downstairs twice on the bounce. So I think as Vex now, you've got to be looking to go somewhere else. And they are going to be doing, they're going to be going up to kids and a master bedroom or dorms. Lem's there on 12 kills, absolutely fragging it out for his team. But he's been doing a great job on Zafira's entry fragging.
Yeah, he has indeed. I think they've managed Doki very, very well in this map so far. As we said, Doki, one of those players that can be really influential to his team. If his game's not going well, then the team, you know, sort of rotate around that a little bit. But they're definitely going to have somebody stepping up into those shoes if they're going to get anywhere here on Oregon. Secret so far, very, very clinical in the roam clears particularly. Getting rid of 1-2 roamers, usually within the first 30 seconds to a minute. And that's really costing Vex, because then it's allowing Team Secret to set themselves up, take a breath, find out where everybody is, and then they can execute from there. And, you know, really, it's been very, very one-sided so far.
Hey, I didn't see this strategy in the Vex book. I didn't see bring 4 ACOGs. I don't think that was the thing that was in there whenever I was flicking through. But hey, we may as well just add it in for them, because they're going to go for that route of taking not just the double French, but also Echo and Maestro in there as well. So definitely long angles is where Vex want to try and win the game. And talking to just Meepy about the long angles that he's seen play, it just comes down to the frags, whoever outguns who. That was like the main thing that really Secret struggled against the players off the name, because they also played a lot of ACOGs, and if then Secret can win those 1v1 gunfights, and whenever they're bringing operators like Blackbeard, then hey, that makes it even easier.
Meepy there going to pick up the first kill against Pi, so going to lose the Rook early doors, like you say, a bit of an ACOG war this time, but a bit of a barbed wire war as well. There was a heck of a lot of barbed wire, and that really will slow Secret down in the final stages, but there's going to have to be some defenders on site left for that to be a point, and with the way that they're going, Leon there picking up a double onto Zach and onto Feral. I think it's not going to be long until we're going to be seeing Secret take this first map. Moving now into 5 versus 2. Not even a minute gone off the clock at this point. I don't think the majority of Secret are even inside. Still doing some very good drone work and just figuring a lot of things out. Jesus, they're going to take a hefty amount of damage. I believe that was possibly an Ash charge coming through from the attic. There we go, gets pushed out, just trying to take out the drone, and Lens is going to pick up that kill as Blackbeard from double window, all down to Doki. Will Doki be able to get this ace and get these kills? He managed to pick up a quick double kill on double window. That's going to make his job a heck of a lot easier. Now in a 1 versus 3, but he is getting absolutely terrorized. Picks up another 2 kills. Is he able to beat this last one? No! Leon saves the day for Team Secret and picks up the last kill, but Doki, what an effort. What a fantastic, fantastic try.
That was absolutely unbelievable from Doki. Really nearly got that sorted for his team. It was gonna take a great individual effort, and eventually it just took Leon to step up and say, come on now, that's enough, and to put him down and close the map out for Team Secret.
So, Secret, they take the first map, and like I said, I was kind of expecting if Secret do take this map, then they will go on just to win out the series. Going up into Border next. That is where you kind of get into danger zone, because Border, it's a secret map. It is, you know, you can't really beat around the bush, and then even if we get to the third, Bank, hey, we already seen what Secret have done to Vex, so that really hits them hard losing to that Oregon.
Yep, I think it's like you say, we're going on to a Secret map now. If Secret get 2-0 up in maps, Vexed have got beyond an uphill struggle at that point, and I think it's going to hit them hard mentally at that point. Doki struggled on and off, you know, yeah, he had that great 4 kill at the end there and really nearly managed to clutch that out with an ace, but again, it's coming down to those individual players. I think what Secret have done very, very well there is they have managed Vex's aggression, and they've even used it against them. They've managed it by Leon going for those early peaks and just forcing them to slow down on their initial approach. They've also, you know, managed it by just holding their angles and letting them come onto them and then putting them to the sword. Great plays from Secret.
They've done a fantastic job of managing the aggression, like you say, and using it against Vexed in some scenarios. But, I mean, what about that near clutch at the end from Doki? He was so, so close to that. I think this is it now, playing 2 kills from the window. Picks up another one in the corridor, flicks onto the guy on white stairs, and just ultimately couldn't quite grab that last one, but it was so, so close.
Really was.
Yep, so far.
Yeah, so far.
But, hey, we'll have to see really where it goes. We said, Doki, the guy that certainly can do everything that Vex needs him to do. If they let him play his game, they let him play his game, and look what he's done. He's done wonders, and we'll have to see how he performs going into Border, another very frag-heavy map. Looking at the stats, well, that's certainly one of the biggest deficits we've had here this evening. 37 kills to 23, and really, are we surprised, gents?
I can't say that I am on that one. I think when you try to come out and be so aggressive against a team like Secret, you're going to get hurt for it, you know, and that's exactly what we've seen. I think on the back of this, you've got 5 rounds on the bounce that they've lost consecutively there. Vexed have to slow down. If they try to continue at this pace on border, I could see it being over even quicker than that. It's, you know, this is really a pivotal point for them now.
So let's bring up some of the MVP stats and see where that leaves us. Who are we expecting? And there you go. MVP's the map number 1, Doki, the guy we talked about, and then Lem's there stepping up, the Frenchman, 13 kills and 3 deaths. What a KD that man is putting on. Lem's one of the guys that just comes out of nowhere. That guy, whenever he's on fire, boy, is it hard to drench him.
Like you're saying, it did come out of nowhere, really. You know, he came into this map and just absolutely dominated. Whether it's one that he's particularly fond of or what, I don't know. But, yep, 13 and 3, you really can't fault it. And if he can carry that sort of momentum into border, it's going to be dangerous.
Definitely. I mean, Doki there sat on 6 kills. He picked up 4 of those in the last round. So, obviously, had a bit of a hard time up until that point. But now he's got himself warmed up. He's obviously got a bit of hype after that. You've got to, you know, you feel like you've got a bit of a chance at that stage.
Yeah.
Moving into border, it'd be nice to see what they can do.